Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about OAuth2, what it is, how it works, and what benefits it can provide. First thing we need to know is that OAuth2 is not an authentication protocol, but an authorization protocol. OAuth stands for Open Authorization. Authorization is different from authentication in that authentication is the process of verifying who you are claiming to be, and once authenticated, you have access to all resources associated with your account. But authorization protocol, on the other hand, can only provide a subset of the permissions. Authorization protocol can be likened to valet parking. When you give valet parking key to the valet attendant, he only gets the limited permission to your car. So in this video, I prepared the sample OAuth2 client app. This photo printing app is designed to access photos from users' Google Photo library and print them. During this process, the user shouldn't be giving away his username and password to this app. This app only needs the limited access to the user's library and should be getting a temporary security token via OAuth2. So let's illustrate OAuth2 in a diagram. This is one of the OAuth2 flows called authorization code flow. You have four entities. Resource owner is the end user who wants to print his photos. User agent is the browser like Chrome or Firefox. Client is the photo printing service. Authorization server is the server which gives the client access token. I created a sample OAuth2 client app. I use this app as I'm explaining the diagram. I'll give you the GitHub link in the description below. First, a user comes to the photo printing service. He clicks the link which allows the photo printing service to access his photos. The user authenticates into his Google account. And you see this warning page because this app hasn't been verified by Google, but it's okay to keep it this way for development. And once he consents, the user is giving Google Photo Library permission to the My app. So I continue, and the code is sent back to the browser. And behind the scene, the client calls token endpoint to get the access token. And I display the access token in the UI for demo purpose, but this should be kept as a secret by the client because access token is a bearer token. Anyone who has the token has access to the service. So now let's go back to the diagram and look at the process again. So the user goes to photo printing service and sees that in the browser. He clicks the link that takes the user to authorization endpoint. The user logs in and then clicks consent in the consent screen, and that returns the authorization code back to the browser and onto the photo printing app. And behind the scene, the client is calling the token endpoint with the code, client ID, and the client secret, and then the authorization server returns back the access token. And now the client, using this access token, can access the resource owner's photos using Google Photo API. So in my Google Photos library, I already have an album and a picture inside. So using this access token, I'm going to have my client app access Google Photo library. So I have two endpoints, get album, which gets the album, and get photo, which gets the photo. And the way it works is that when I got the token from the authorization server, I saved that in the tokens.yaml file. So these endpoints make use of this YAML file to call the these APIs, album API and the search API. And the demo is really easy. I just have to call this endpoint, get album. This brings back the album information, and this endpoint gets the first photo of this album. And next, I'm going to show you how to download this project and set it up in your Google account. Now let's look at the project and the setup process. So I already wrote the instruction in the README file, so you can just follow this instruction, but I'll walk you through it in the rest of the video. So first thing you need to do is that you need to clone this project. Go inside the project and then create a virtual environment. And install all the libraries that are needed. So when you run this Python app, it's going to start in the port 5050. So you're going to see this in the browser. But we need to do like one thing. So in the app settings file, in order to integrate with Google, we need to replace this with the client ID and the client secret. And that's the second step we're gonna do. Go to Google Cloud API and Services page and create a project. I call this my sample and then create. And then I'm going to choose this sample app. Go back to the APIs page. And then we're going to use Google Photo Library for this demo. So let's go to enable the API and services, and then type in Photos Library API, and then we are going to enable this API. So let's create an OAuth consent screen. Here we can select external, create, and here we can just put anything in the app name. Put some email address here. I'm going to use this one and also the same one here in this at the bottom. And then save and continue. And in the scope step, I'm going to add the photo library we just created. So I'm going to choose this one. Update. And in the step 3, just save and continue. And in the summary, let's go back to the dashboard. And now you're going to see the OAuth consent screen. I want you to just change this to production mode. I mean, you can do this both ways. You can turn this into production mode and use it, or you can just keep it as the test mode and then adding the users here. Yeah. So now we are done with the consent screen. We can create the OAuth2 credential. So click this one, select the OAuth client ID. In the application type, we can just select the web application. For the authorized JavaScript origin, you can just write HTTP localhost. For the redirect URL, do localhost 5050/callback, and then create. Now you're going to see this client ID and secret. Yeah, and so if we go back to this screen, we want to change the placeholders in app settings.yaml. So we can copy this one and then replace it with this secret, replace it with that, and then save. Now if we run this app again, you're gonna see that this is going to work. So if you follow the same steps as the previous demo, you're going to see the exact same thing. Yeah, everything works just fine. Yeah, so I hope this helped you understand OAuth2 better. So if you liked the video, please click like and subscribe button below, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. Bye.